I'm Ailsa Morrant and I'm from up the moor, and I chose to study silversmithing and jewellery at GSA because for me it's got the right mix of things I'm interested in: art, anthropology, making, and generally considering why people wear jewellery in the first place. This year I've been investigating our instinctive moments of everyday contact, because I'm fascinated by how these actually create our society. Despite the fact that most of our contact is actually passing in moments that we're not even aware of. So my first challenge was to research something that let me make tangible and visible moments of contact, instinctive contact. So the first thing I looked at was handshakes, because people subconsciously connect and do a whole lot of things when they're shaking hands that they're not aware of. And what I did was I cast the unique forms that are inside your palms when you have palm to palm contact, and I used lots of different materials for this. And what was interesting was they looked like little internal organs that I hadn't appreciated before. So that was where the name for this body of work came from, which is Organs of Society. And I also researched how we use jewellery to capture moments, and how we use jewellery to celebrate those. And what I hadn't realised before that was that most of the jewellery that we treasure is actually retrospective. It's about things that have happened in the past. It's actually quite rare to have a piece of jewellery that talks about what's happening at this particular moment or what's talking about moments to come. So I felt as my job as a designer is to make stuff that is actually to help make people happier and fulfill their lives and be better all round, that perhaps I should set myself the challenge of making some form of jewellery that made us think about the moment we were in or the moments that we could anticipate or that were coming. So that's what I set about challenging myself to do. So what I have done is make quite a varied body of work using different materials. Sometimes it's paper, sometimes it's been video, and I have made some wearables, and one of the things I've done is make a series of small medals which are called Sensing Every Moment, a celebration of the ordinary. So it's things about everyday moments that we just pass by. So I've got a medal for the lost moment and a medal for the moment to come. So that's one thing I've done. And another thing I've done is make kits which are pieces of jewellery that you put together yourself and they carry around with you something that you want to celebrate or prepare you to be able to celebrate something. And a balloon has featured quite heavily because I like them transient materiality and the in the momentness of a balloon. It's there 1 minute and it can be gone in the next. It's just like a moment. I've used lots of materials, but one of the processes that I probably used the most is casting, because I felt casting was very appropriate for the subject matter of what I was doing, because it's a very in the moment technique. You've got something that is fluid 1 minute and then literally in seconds it turns into a solid, and it's unpredictable and you don't really know quite what you've made. So it's a bit like a handshake or a moment you have as a connection with somebody else. You're making something but you don't really know what the outcome is yet. And I've used lots of materials to cast, from wax, plaster, chocolate, through to hard materials like porcelain, metal, and glass. I quite like using glass. So I think probably casting's been the main thing that's been the inspiration behind looking at moments. What I'm going to do first of all is enjoy the moment, and I'm going to graduate, and then after that I'm just going to be ready to make the most of any moments that come, because you finish a course like this and you never really quite know what's going to happen next, and I think you can plan and plan, but actually after you graduate everything just changes. So I think I'll be looking for the opportunities that I've got. I'll be applying for artists and residencies, looking for opportunities to travel, but most of all continue the body of work now that I've found a subject matter that really interests me.